I am simulating MCC in ChatGPT. So without further ado, let's get into the simulation. First, we have the teams and their players. We have Aqua with False, Cubfan, Gem, and Pearl. Okay, so for Blue Bats, we have Fruit, Jimmy, H-Bomb, and Kara. This team, I think, would get third in this event. Cyan, we have Smallish Beans, Dan, CPK, and Think Noodles. This team would not do well. Green Guardians, we have Technoblade, Philza, Dream, and George. This is a definite first place team because it's replacing the already dominant Red Rabbits in MCC4. It's replacing Tommy in it and Wilbur with Dream and George not found, which is definitely an upgrade. This team would dominate. But they might be challenged by Pink Parrots, which have Quig and Illumina, but I think Philza and George Not Found are better than Green and Rendog, so Green still gets first. We have LD Shadow Lady, Smallish Beans, Nikki, and Fundy. Smallish Beans is going to be playing on 2 accounts in this. We have Orange, which has Captain Puffy, Tubbo, Wilbur, and Tommy. We have Pink Parrot. We have Purple, which has Shubble, Martin, SB, and whoever that is, Tommy SX. Red Rabbits, we have Pete, Dave, Wisp, and Fruitcake. Yellow, we have Jack, RT Game, Scad J, and Tommy B. So let's see how these teams play out. The 8 games are Ace Race, Sky Battle, Survival Games, Grid Runners, To Get to the Other Side, Build Mart, Parkour Warrior, and Battle Box. I made an Excel worksheet to put all the stats in each event from each player. And, well, without further ado, let's start this MCC event. Okay, so first I simulated Ace Race. And in Ace Race, first place was Technoblade and second place was Philza, both on the same team. So I'm going to go ahead and get out my calculator to add up all of the points for this event. Sure, I was doing my calculating right, so I was asking how many coins they got, and apparently Ace Race now has 4 rounds. I don't know if that's laps or what, but now Ace Race has 4 rounds, and, well, that's the new change that they did in this new MCC, I guess. Okay, after Ace Race, Green got first, which was expected, but then Purple got second place. Purple with Shubble, Martin, which is in the Little Wood, SB, and Tommy SX somehow got second place, so that's really good for them and unexpected. And the 2 teams I expected to do well, besides Green, Pink, and Red, got 6th and 8th. So some upsets so far in the event, and it's even crazier. LD Shadow Lady got 3rd place behind Technoblade and Philza. Then Smallish, of course, right by her. Dream, all 4 of Green got top 16. Then RT Game got top 15, so that's pretty good for him. But yeah, Shubble got 9th, SB got 11th, Tommy got 13th, and Martin got 19th. So really good performance by Purple so far. And in last place was False Symmetry. I think their team got last place. Yeah, their team also got last place, which had False, Cubfan, Gem, and Pearl, which that's kind of expected for this event. So now going on to game 2. Okay, for the next game, which is Sky Battle, I asked how many points each team got, and it responded with this, which it didn't tell me the players, so I asked each player, and it said all the coins are equally distributed. So I guess all the coins are equally distributed now, make it more fair, I guess. And So that'll hurt some people's total and raise others. Yeah. So this event was a lot lower scoring than the other one. And I'm going to multiply it by the correct multipliers to get the actual coins. So Green Guardians win again. We got pink and then red's down here. And purple, who got second last event, got 0 coins in this one. That is kind of sad. But, well, we have to go with it. Calculating time. Okay, after Sky Battle, here are the current placements. Purple Pandas went from second to last. In 9th place, we have Orange Ocelots. 8th place, we have Blue Bats. 7th, Lime Llamas. 6th, Red Rabbits. 5th, Yellow Yetis. 4th, Cyan Creepers. 3rd, Aqua Axolotls. 2nd, Pink Parrots. And 1st is Green Guardians, of course. So, currently for the players, we have this. And because of the insane coin differential for Sky Battle, for all the players, all 4 of Purple Pandas, since they placed last in both events, went all the way down to the bottom. Even though they got 9th, 11th, 13th, and 19th. So, since I've already done everything for this, and yeah, Quig did insane, barely passed Technoblade. What I'm going to do for the next event is, instead of making an event and randomly organizing the teams, I am going to say everyone is on a separate team and have it generate points for that. So I did that with Sky Battle and it worked. So now it's time for survival games, and we're gonna do it in this format so that you can have the kills. You can add in the points for kills individually for this, and also the team part of the game. So let's go on to survival games. So in survival games, we had the Green Guardians in first, Aqua in second, Lime in third, Yellow in fourth, Pink in fifth, Red in sixth, Purple in seventh, Cyan in eighth, and the last 2 teams tied for last with 0 coins. So I'm going to go ahead and generate the players now. Okay, so here is the generation. We have Solidarity Gaming and Technoblade, who popped off Solidarity Gaming with 1,000 coins, an insane margin between him and anyone else. So, let's see how this adds up to the total team points. Okay, these are the team placements after survival games. Right now, we have Green in first, of course. They've gotten first in every single event as shown by this gold. And then in second, we have Pink Parrots, who were second before. And they are ahead by 300 coins. No, 230 coins. So they're not that far ahead. Green is ahead by 600 coins, so they're pretty far ahead as they've gotten first in all 3 events. So right now, we got Aqua in third, Blue in fourth, who they were 8th. They moved all the way up to 4th because they had the second best performance behind Green in this event. And Cyan Creepers were 4th, but they went down to 6th, so that's not good for them. And they are actually really, really close with the Lime Llamas. They're 10 points behind Lime. Lime went from 5th to 7th to 5th. And yeah, these are our team placements so far. We got these 2 tied for 9th, which is light red, and then all the other last places are red, dark red. So yeah, these are our current standings. And then we go to our player standings, and basically you look at an ace race, you got all these placements, but Sky Battle is really the decider of who is ahead. And survival games and Sky Battle were pretty much the same in point differential, so I think it was pretty balanced there. But Technoblade got ahead by over 300 points, almost 400. Quig got 13th, but he still managed to stay in second because of his amazing performance in Sky Battle. And then we got all four of Green Guardians in the top 7. And Solidarity had an amazing Sky Survival Games performance, which brought him up to 6th. So the top 5 are pretty normal for an MCC event, but then after the top 5, it gets pretty weird. Pearl, Solidarity, Nikki. So let's see what happens in the next game, which is Grid Runners. Okay, for Grid Runners, these were the results, and I'm not going to do an individual performance test and generate that because Grid Runners is a complete team game and it's equally distributed. So these are the final placements for Grid Runners. Aqua winning. This might bring Aqua into second. Green Guardians aren't falling out of first. Okay, these are the teams in their placements after this Grid Runners event, after this 4th game, after the multiplier rose up to 2.0. So currently, after Aqua got first, they rose up to second, and they're only 450 points behind Green, which can be caught up in a singular event. So Green isn't safe yet, even though their worst placement is 3rd. They're not safe. A couple bad events could put them out of Dodge Bolt. The previous third place team, second place team, Pink Parrots, are now 3rd. Purple Pandas, after doing terrible in Sky Battle, they've kind of had a comeback. They're back in 7th with a few average performances. Orange got 0 points that round after already being 10th. They are way behind. I don't think they have a chance of making Dodge Bolt, but I hope they prove me wrong. After Yellow Yetis got 2nd, they rose from 8th to 4th. And here are the player placements right now. I'm going to go. Okay, here are the actually colored placements of all the players. And right here you can see that if you add up all of the individual points from Pink and all the ones from Aqua, without a multiplier, Pink would be ahead by 9 points, but with the multiplier, Aqua's ahead by about 500. That is how much a multiplier can change in the course of an MCC event. So with a multiplier, the standings might look completely different. As you can see, Green, with their utter domination, top 3 players. Without the multiplier, they would be even more ahead in the standings. So the multiplier is actually hurting them, even though they're still first place, because of their utter domination. And poor Orange, Wilbur, Puffy, and Tubbo aren't guaranteed at the bottom because they're relatively close to like in Littlewood and Think Noodles. But Tommy in it, he's way behind. I think Tommy in it's probably going to get last this event because of how far behind he is. Unless he pops off in one of them, which, he can too. He's gotten top 5, top 10 performances before, so it's weird that he's that down below. But yeah, you can see how good Green is doing, how close Pink and Aqua would be without the multiplier, but it's 500 with the multiplier. So, if Pink gets a first place here, then they could jump into second. So it's definitely not decided who's going to make Dodge Bolt, and we'll just have to wait and see. So, time to generate the next event, which will be to get to the other side. Okay, the to get to the other side coins have been generated, and, well, of course, Green Guardians in first, and Purple and Orange ninth. But for this one, the team points aren't going to matter as much. So I'm going to like multiply the stuff so that because to get to the other side, team points matter, but not as much as some of the other games. So then looking at the players, I can already tell by looking at this list that Pink did insane. Pink had Rendog 902, Quig 665, Lumina 1204, and then Green 425. Technoblade obviously popping off, and Dream not doing that great, but let's see how these points add up for the event so far. Okay, here you have it. Somehow Pink squeezed ahead of Green Guardians by 52 points. Tiny margin. And it wasn't even because the points were broken, not the point system. It was that Pink just went insane. Because you look at the unmultiplied points between To Get to the Other Side and survival games, they're very similar. So it's not that it was unfair point system, it's that Pink just went insane. They had some of the top players in the event, everyone reaching top 9, and Green had mixed performances, we'll say, and no team really had an amazing performance from every player, but Pink is the only team that had that. Pink is the only team that had every player doing amazing. The second best, most consistent team is Aqua, with everyone placing in the top 20. But that is not everyone placing in the top 10 like Pink had. So Pink went insane here. Here's the standings so far. If you want to look at it, I'll scroll over here. If you want to look at it. Okay, Green Guardians got first place. I think Technoblade found another great strat, but they also tied with Pink. So it's not Green Guardians aren't in first, but they're rising above third. So yeah, this one there's not a great point differential, so it's not gonna matter that much. But let's see if it changes the standings at all. Time to go on to Parkour Warrior, where we will only be using the individual scores, not any of the team scores, because it's an individual game only. Okay, I have generated the individual points for every player, and in second place comes with Technoblade. But in first, we have Illumina with 341 coins. And then I asked it what the multiplayers was, and Illumina and Technoblade both got the hard corset ×2. So this is going to be a stacked event for Technoblade and Illumina, especially Illumina, who is going to tower over Technoblade by over 100 points once again. So Illumina getting ever so close to that sweet first place individually that is held by Technoblade. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so I've been looking at this and I noticed from the list of multipliers, let's see, where is it? Yeah, here, that Tubbo, Wilbur, and Fruitcake were gone. And it says here that according to the rules, which, I mean, this isn't true, but if a player does not complete, they get 0 coins. So Tubbo and Wilbur, 2 people on the orange team, which are in 10th place, don't get any coins. And then also Fruitcake, which he is sitting in 30th. This event really solidified that either Illumina or Technoblade is getting first, because they're both over 300 ahead of third place after I add it all up. Okay, after this last event, which was Parkour Warrior, which Green and Pink absolutely dominated by almost 2,000 coins, Orange actually got third to get out of last place, and now Purple is back in last place. but green and pink are first and second. They're close to each other, but thousands ahead of anyone behind them. So I don't think there's much of a chance of either of them getting out of dodgeball. But whoever gets first and whoever gets second is still up for a toss-up. And the individual scores, Illumina, these past two individual games, has gotten over 100 points on Technoblade on both of them, which is like about 275 points on Technoblade between the two, which gets Illumina 61 points away from Technoblade because of Technoblade's giant lead that he built up on Illumina in the first few games. Illumina's already came back, and now it depends on the last game whether Technoblade or Illumina is going to get first. Nobody else is even close, though. Now, surprisingly, the top player wasn't Technoblade or Illumina, and actually first place out of the two was Technoblade at 9th place, which will clinch him first place, but a lot worse performance on the last event than he was hoping for. Let's see who won. The Pink Parrots beat the Green Guardians in this game, so I think that means that the Pink Parrots will be the first place team in coins, but it all depends on dodgeball, so I'll skim over the final results and then we'll get to dodgeball. Okay, so now these are the final placements of MCC AI predictions. And in the players, these are every single player in every single game. If you want to pause the video, I think I'm also going to put these in the description if you'd like to look at it. Yeah, these were the final standings. Now, let's get to dodgeball. Okay, I asked it to make a story about MCC dodgeball, and I told it a bunch of details, so here it is. Once upon a time, in a virtual world far away, there was a game show called Minecraft Championship, or MCC. In the 13th edition of MCC, two teams stood out amongst the rest, the Green Guardians and the Pink Parrots. The Green Guardians were represented by the skilled quartet of Technoblade Dream, George Not Found, and Filza, while the Pink Parrots were led by the dynamic foursome of Illumina, Quig, Rendog, and Green. The final game of the event was Dodgeball, a game of skill and strategy where each team had to shoot every player on the enemy team once to win a round and score a point. The first team to score 3 points would be the winner. The tension was palpable and as the players took their positions on the arena floor. The Green Guardians had Technoblade and George Not Found as their shooters, while Dream and Filza as their defenders. So I guess they're like doing a blocking thing where they're a meat shield. I don't know. The Pink Parrots had Illumina and Quig as their shooters, with Rendog and Green as their defenders. The game began, and the teams traded blows back and forth. Each player showcased their incredible aim and agility, dodging and weaving through the obstacles to hit their targets. The players' quick reflexes and precise shots kept the game exciting and unpredictable. As the game wore on, the Green Guardians managed to gain an advantage, taking a lead 2-1. The Pink Parrots fought back violently, but when they were unable to secure another point in the final round, the Green Guardians managed to outmaneuver the Pink Parrots, shooting every player on the enemy team and securing the victory. The crowd erupted into cheers as the players hugged and high-fived, celebrating their hard-fought victory, and so on. And so, the Green Guardians emerged victorious in MCC 13's Dodgeball, cementing their place as one of the strongest teams in Minecraft Championship history. But they knew that the Pink Parrots had put up a fierce fight and that any victory in MCC was hard-earned and well-deserved. So, how'd you like it? That is going to be the end of this video. Tell me how accurate you think it is and how you think I could improve this in the future. So, goodbye.